Hi, it's Toby here. So this is the second in the series for SketchUp beginners who will be using Shoot. And this is about getting your workspace set up so that every time you start SketchUp, it's the way you want it. When you start SketchUp, you'll click on the SketchUp icon and SketchUp will start to open, and it asks you which template you need. We're going to be creating a template which will become your default template, so every time you open SketchUp you can choose that template. Right now, when the first time you go into it, I suggest you open architectural millimeters, which is this one. And even if you don't want to use millimeters, I'll show you where we change that. So this is how it will open when you first see it if you're using the architectural millimeters template. And the things we're going to change are what we see at the top here, what we see on the left, and what we see on the right, and the style of the screen. So we'll start with the style. Personally, I prefer a white drawing area, not this grey, which is often the default. So to do that, we will need to go to Window and show the default tray. So show tray. And this is actually one of the things you want to always be loaded when you come into SketchUp anyway. And then in the tray, we're choosing styles. And we're picking this third style along in the default styles is with a white background. So that's the one I prefer, but you can choose one of the others if you like it, or leave it grey. Next thing is to choose your units. Now we go to the window menu, to model info, and in model info you can choose units, and here I've got it as decimal and millimeters. If you prefer centimeters, you could choose centimeters. You can choose the precision. I have it set to 0 millimeters at the moment, but you could have it down to any degree of precision that you need. And then your area will be measured in meters squared and volume in meters squared. So that's all okay for me, but you can change those. And the next thing to do is to make sure that we've got the right things in this top area. Yours won't look exactly like mine because I've loaded quite a lot of extensions, but you probably will be loading in fact you almost certainly will be loading the Shoot extension, so that will appear up here. When the Shoot extension first loads, it may look like that. It'll just appear on your screen. You can take it and push it up to this area and then release it when it's in the right place. There we go, and that's where it will then live. The other thing which is very useful are these views here, which are to be able to see a 3D view, a top-down view, a front view, and so on of your model. And to have those appear up there, you need to go to the View menu and Toolbars, and here there are checkboxes for the things that you want to appear up in this dock. Those little houses with the top-down views is this Views toolbar, and you need to put a check mark in there. You'll notice if I untick it, they disappear off my toolbar at the top, and when I tick it again, they reappear. And the next thing you need is you need to have the large tool set appearing here on the left. So that is View, Toolbars, and choose Large Tool Set here. And I'll just close that. And we'll move it right over to the left-hand side. So if you move it all the way to the left, it will dock onto the left side of the screen there, and that's where you want it. Okay, so now that you've got this set up, we need to save this as a template that you can reuse. So here you'd go to your File menu. Notice that up here it says that it's untitled at the moment, and it's got a star next to it which says this has not been saved. So File, don't save as template. And it'll ask you for a template name, so we'll call it shoot template, and you can put a description, template for planting, and save that. And you notice there was a little check mark there which said set as default template. So if this is going to be your default template, make sure it is checked. I'll just show you that again. When you have, so it's this little check mark here, set as default template. So we've saved this as a template now. That's the job done. So we can now close down SketchUp. And when I go to SketchUp again, you'll see shoot template has got a heart next to it showing it's your favorite, and it's the default template. I've still got the other ones I could open with instead, but you just click on that first one and the screen will open up with the things as we set them. We've got the tray, we've got that, and we've got the view menus showing up here. Okay, so that's the basics of how to set yourself up. Oh, and the units will of course be now in millimeters. Good, that's it for this lesson.